Greetings everyone, I am Justus Stone, and this is my continued playthrough of the visual novel Everlasting Summer. So in the last episode, Lena and Elisa were both being quite evasive with me, and then Elisa told me she had plans for us tonight, and I stole a whole bunch of vodka. So we're going to see where this takes us. Blissfully, I stretched out on the bed and closed my eyes. Strangely, sleep deserted me. I was overwhelmed with thoughts teeming in my head. Here is another theory, a solution to the problem of how I got here. Here is an explanation of what's going on here. And here is the true form of all those inhabiting this place. I remembered Lena saying, "What do you think about Lisa?" Seriously, what do I think of her? What can I think of a person I've only known for a few days? Can I just draw conclusions based on a couple of words and deeds? Although her deeds... I laughed a bit. Any relevant organization would draw the right conclusion based on the monument bombing. Still though, I... don't care? Maybe I really don't think anything of her. Can one be interested in a person who's not interesting? No, that's some sort of an absurdity. A knock on the door. "Come in." I was too lazy to get up, so I just sat up a little bit. The door opened, and I saw Elisa. What a coincidence! She stopped, unsure, and stared at me for a couple of seconds. I guess you were looking for the camp leader? Why would she, though? No. What's up, then? I was looking for you. She sounded calm and not aggressive at all. I caught myself, thinking I was not afraid of her and had no concerns when she behaved like that, normally. What for? I wanted to make everything clear. She sat on the bed across from me. What exactly? I want to clean up any misunderstandings or miscommunications. All right, I'm up for that. Have you spoken with Lena today? Yes. About what? Nothing, really. You're lying. Elisa looked stiff and worried. She crossed her legs and bit her lip. You do understand I'm always assumed to be guilty whenever anything happens. Well, you always are guilty, I said thoughtlessly. A spark flashed in her eyes, but she kept talking calmly. Maybe. But in this case, me and Lena, we're always like that. Even if she starts something, she's all innocent and I take all the blame. So you're saying that Lena... Actually, I don't really know what you're saying. You never understand anything, do you? She fumed. This is strange. I wouldn't call myself slow. So explain. You do know Lena likes you. She went red after those words. No, I answered truthfully. Well, now you do. Now I do. An uncomfortable silence overtook the room. I was processing what she said, and Elisa seemed unsure of how to continue the conversation. Lena likes me. Could I ever have guessed? Unlikely. My intuition is usually good, but when it's about me and my feelings, it does not work at all. The weirdest thing was, I accepted the news with almost no worries. Right at the moment, I was listening to Elisa. I was focused only on her. I could think about the rest later. And she thinks I'm going to steal you away from her. She thinks that all the time, understand? Even though it's always the other way around. Everyone looks at her because she's such an angel, and nobody pays any attention to me. To them, I'm just a shoulder to cry on. Elisa started screaming. Look, Please don't get so upset. I don't think of you like that. Of course. I still had no idea what forced her to be so honest, and I didn't know how to react. Moreover, I was not worried at all. It was like I was watching another episode of some TV series, and what was going on in the room was on the other side of the screen. I understand. I was the reason for all of it. But today, Lena said it was okay. That's just like her. You've probably realized that she's not as quiet as she wants to seem. Yeah, I'd started to guess. If I can do anything, tell me. Elisa raised her eyes. Only then did I see she's been crying. Some sort of worry stirred inside of me. I could not treat this conversation like I was an outsider anymore. Do you like Lena? Or do you like me? I guess I should have expected a question like that, but I just wasn't ready. Just like that. Lena is nice, of course, but Elisa has her good points as well. Besides, the way she was at the moment, she could seriously compete with Lena. I don't really know you two at all. A question like that, it's difficult to answer directly. If I could say no, I would have at that very moment. But I only had one chance for the other answer as well, and I didn't know what to choose. You did want the situation to resolve itself. Of course, but... Why but again? Why again? Why? Look, we're going nowhere with this. Well, answer then. Her face fell back into its usual bold arrogance. I need time to think. Well, go ahead and think. Elisa stood up abruptly and headed out. Don't forget, we have plans for tonight, she said on the threshold, smiling. The door closed behind her before I could say anything. Plans? What kind of plans? The talk with Elisa left a heavy impression on me. So, Lena likes me. On its own, the news could shock and startle, and I, above that, was also forced to make a choice. A difficult one, to put it mildly, and any choice I make would be a mistake for someone. If only I could refuse them both. Although, I didn't like the word refuse itself. If I could just answer her question with a no, it would be easier, but I knew it couldn't work like that. After I talked to Elisa, I realized nothing would ever be the same again. It can't be, no matter what happens. And I'll have to make a decision. Since I rejected the no scenario, I needed to pick a positive solution. If, of course, I could live with it. But I was sure that out of all the possible outcomes, there's one that won't just satisfy everyone, but would also be one that I would want to strive for. And the choice seems obvious. Lena. She's pretty, she's cute, she's kind. But then again, there was something about Elisa that attracted me. She's a rock star, dude, that's why. Suddenly, the door flew open, and Olga Dmitrievna came in, and she looks angry. Lounging around again, huh? Just resting? It's so hot out there. Go and help Slavia. She was asking around. Where? I asked lazily. On the sports field. Reluctantly, I got up and headed out. I should really air my brain out anyway. There were a lot of people at the sports grounds. Some were playing football, others were playing badminton. Younger kids were just chasing each other. Semyon. Slavia walked up to me. You require my assistance? I asked, all official-like. Yeah. Listen, did you take the infirmary key? No. Why me again? Well, you were there a lot recently. I guess she's right. No. Maybe you know who did? No. Why? The nurse came up to me to ask for my key. You know that I have a key to every building in the camp. She said hers went missing. Could she have lost it? I shrugged. No, she says she couldn't have. Well, I don't know, okay? Okay. She smiled and ran off. I headed to the camp leader's house, determined to get some sleep after all. 'Cause sleep. Did I have that key? I thought it said did I return it even? Did she even leave me with the key, or she just left me locked in the building? I can't remember. Can't remember how that went down. Olga Dmitrievna wasn't there. Thank God. So I fell on the bed and lost consciousness. I don't exactly remember what I dreamt of, but it left a heavy impression, as afternoon naps often do. I put some effort into getting off the bed and looked at the clock. It was just after 7. Not surprising if you think about it. I should have expected to sleep through the day. Although, as it turns out, I missed dinner as well. That thought made me uncomfortable, and I headed to the exit. I stopped on the threshold and thought of what to do next. I don't know how long I would have stood there. My head was still heavy after sleep, if someone hadn't called out to me. Slavia was quickly walking towards the cabin. Semyon, she doesn't look happy. She started breathless. Are you sure you don't have the infirmary key? Of course not. Why would I need it? Well, do you know who took it? No, I don't. Why? Well, something has gone missing. What? Something important. Slavia hesitated. Some medication. So all this disturbance was started because of some medicine? It's the vodka. Although, I pondered, I have the bottle in my cabin. Did she mean that? I tried to keep my face still as stone without doing anything to give myself away. Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, Slavia said in frustration. I looked at her and tried to figure out how bad the situation was for me, or whether I was in trouble at all. On the one hand, the vodka. I did steal it. Then again, she's saying it's gone, as in disappeared all by itself, with no external influence. Although it's highly unlikely that she would say that a bottle of trophy vodka was stolen from the infirmary. So the way it was said was okay. The problem was different. I suddenly got really scared. What if they find out that was me? Even if it wasn't about the bottle, they'd still find it while looking for what was gone. Basically, I had to get a move on. And the main thing to do right now was to get rid of all the evidence. I jumped into the cabin, shoved the bottle under my belt, and raced to the forest. Burying it somewhere was the best decision at that moment. I took my time looking for a spot, never noticing night falling on the camp. A familiar voice surprised me. Hey! I struggled to turn back, making my face look as casual as possible. So, what's going on here? Oh, I'm just having a walk. My voice sounded calm, but I already understood I couldn't fool Elisa. Alone? At night? In the woods? Well, yeah. What's wrong? Nothing at all, she stared at me. Okay, then I'll... Hold on. Aren't you forgetting something? Don't think so. We had an agreement. About? About tonight. I think she's right. There was something like that. Yeah, but you see... No, I don't. Let's go. She turned around and gestured for me to follow. I thought there was no point in arguing. Any word or action could give me away. And then, sighing, I followed. It was a couple of minutes before we reached her cabin. I think I know who stole the vodka. While we were walking, I was busy trying to find the best time and place to ditch the vodka, but Elisa stayed so close that I couldn't manage anything. Well? She stared at me. Well, what? I was so nervous that my hair was wet with sweat. The only thing on my mind at the moment was how to adjust the bottle so she wouldn't notice. What do you say? About what? Elisa pondered. Okay, I guess you're right. I brought you here, so I'm the one to decide. Okay, I agreed, unsure. Hold on a minute. She reached under the bed and in a few seconds pulled out the bottle of Stolichnaya vodka. I was shocked. I'm not shocked. Are any of you actually shocked? Surprised, huh? Of course. Not by the vodka itself, though, but by the fact that it was the exact bottle I carried to the infirmary in the morning. The murky contents gave it away. So? Elisa looked at me teasingly. What? Want to take a shot? I didn't even know what to say to that. What she had was just rotten water. The real vodka was in the bottle under my belt. Well, I kind of... Don't tell me you don't drink, Elisa pouted. I don't know, no, I just... All right then, just a second. In just an instant, Elisa got 2 glasses and filled them to the brim. Let's do this, she said, giving me one of the glasses, and downed hers before I could answer. Ugh! She gasped. In a moment, she realized, what on earth is that? She stared, started spitting. They call this vodka? Despite my difficulty, I couldn't help laughing. What are you laughing at? Elisa shouted, red in the face. I'm asking you, what's so funny? It actually is funny. So you're having fun? Drink yours. We'll see how you laugh then. I had no desire to try the stale water, but just to avoid making her suspicious, I asked, so, how does it taste? Like rotten water, Elisa said, upset. I was just going to relax a bit, have a cultured timeout, and then it... A cultured timeout? I repeated, as a new bout of laughter bent me in half. Hey, stop it! Elisa shouted and jumped at me. She was trying to hit me or bite me or something. Maybe her plan was to crush me to death with her authority. I just grabbed her hands, and all she could do was gasp in powerless anger. All was going fine, but then Elisa's legs slid and she began to fall. I let go of her hands, so she fell right on top of me, painfully headbutting me in the nose. I moaned in pain, threw her off, and turned to the side. What do we have here? Uh-oh! When I realized she had taken the bottle, all the pain disappeared. Give that back! I tried to get the bottle back, but Elisa nimbly jumped off the bed and ran to the far corner of the room. Let's see. Huh? She immediately removed the cap and took a big gulp. In a moment, her face went red and her eyes seemed to pop out of their sockets. What? What is this? She rasped while coming back to her senses. That's the actual vodka. I seem to have come to terms with my defeat. But where did you get it? You really thought you had stolen the right one from the infirmary? She nodded. Well, it was the right bottle, sure, but the contents... Man, you're clever. She was already starting to slur her words. Elisa came to the window, poured the water out of my glass, and replaced it with vodka. Come on. I don't want it. Really, this is not the right time or place. Drink it, or else I'll tell everyone you stole the bottle. But it was you. Well, you have the vodka. You can't prove that. You think I even have to? Elisa said maliciously. Unsure what to do, I stared at the glass. What's important is to get rid of vodka. This was just one of the ways to do it. And that's where we're going to finish the video for today. I'm alone in a cabin with a girl and with vodka. We'll see what happens in the next episode. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you can see where girls and vodka get us in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye for now.